welcome back to another Kuma Style review. I'm TJ Duckett, and what we have here tonight is Takara's MP-12 Lambor, or as known in the G1 cartoon and continuities, Sideswipe. So just taking a quick look at the box itself, we'll go ahead and zoom back there a little bit and focus on that instead. Definitely a standard Takara Masterpiece styled box, even though it's quite smaller than the other boxes due to the toy itself being quite a bit smaller. At $89.95, this one's definitely a different size scale, which, you know, goes to show why it had that cheaper price point. But at the same time, you get quite a bit for that $89.95, and I definitely don't regret it. So, looking at what comes in the box here, we have his two pile drivers, right here, front and center. His blaster, and his shoulder cannon. And just taking a look at the car mode from all sides. Wheels definitely have no problem rolling. Now, you know, a lot of people were complaining that the wheels are plastic, actually, instead of rubber. And even though I'm not a person who's ever even had problems with, you know, my RID toys or anything like that got a lot of complaints about the rubber braking, it's nice for me because they're well detailed, and I never have to worry about any problems with the wheels coming off, breaking, things like that. So I actually prefer the plastic, not gonna lie. So, taking a look at that once again, I do want to go ahead and right away show off the weapon storage here. Alright, so you've got the shoulder blaster, and you've got his regular blaster. They just peg into each other like so, and it pegs right into a square here that's in the top of the car. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Yeah, definitely cool storage. I mean, I think it looks incredible. Alright, and zooming in a little bit closer here. It's a bit small, but they do have an official Lamborghini logo, as well as the word Lamborghini and whatnot on the back. This is an officially licensed toy, which is awesome, and it shows in the sculpt itself. I mean, it's just a fantastic mold and very authentic looking. Now, to take a look at the size scaling compared to other masterpieces, we have Takara's MP-10 Optimus Prime. Let's move that over a little bit, and I'll actually raise the camera up some. I know it's a little bit shaky, but kind of is what it is on that. You can tell it's definitely not too bad. Alright, bring the camera down some. Yeah, definitely not too bad at all here. Alright. And one feature that is nice, and that's a real positive for the scaling of this vehicle, it being a little bit smaller than most masterpieces, is the fact that this is MP-10's trailer. It goes in perfectly. And it can go all the way in if you want. So, just slide that back in. Lock up and roll out. So, of course, let's go ahead and take him back out because we got a lot more reviewing to do. Alright, get the trailer out of here. Alright. And giving you one more look at the car mode here. From all sides. We'll go ahead and start transforming this guy into robot mode. And I'll tell you what, the transformation for this guy it's not the hardest. It really isn't. But at the same time, it's very rewarding, in my opinion at least. So I'm actually going to zoom the camera stand in a little bit, so I have some room to work here with my hands. Alright, so I'm starting by taking the front wheels, just flipping them forward. They do peg in, so they lock tight. Alright, there we go. Alright, and these are his shoulders here. I'm going to take these, and I'm going to swing them out. Okay. There's that. Now the elbow joints are double hinge, so let's go ahead, straighten those out. Okay, there we go. And what we're going to do is take this area right here. You're going to see two little slits. Kind of loosen that up. They peg under, and we're going to flip that around. Alright, so you're starting to see everything come together. Let's focus a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to take these hinges here and push them up. Just push it up, and I'm rotating the arms down. Okay. Elbows, of course, turn inwards, and these just flip out, these hinges, to get the hands out. And the hands just flip out. Okay. There's one hand. We'll go ahead and do the other hand now. Flip that out. Okay, and there we go. Alright, we're getting there. So we just take the back of his head here and flip it up. So he's got his ears. Alright. So now we have half of a robot. We're going to start the legs by splitting this in half. And actually taking this canopy and kind of wiggling it out. And this canopy can come up to give you a space. Alright, now for the legs, these are the feet back here. We just flip these out. Flip these out. And I flip them to about a 90 degree angle or whatever. Straight corner. And then these back pieces, I just go ahead and I slide it forward a little bit. Slide that forward a little bit. Okay. Now the spoiler comes out and around. Well, just comes out. Spoiler comes out. Alright. Now, these two panels right here, they're actually two flaps that flip inwards. I'm sorry for my lack of fingernails here, but I don't really have long ones. Alright, so flipping this side out as well. And it just stinks because they kind of flip out but then want to go back. But alright, we've got them flipped out now. And these panels, they just go ahead and flip down and tab in. So, oh man, lost it. Flip down and tab in. Okay, so I'm taking the other side, flipping it down, and tabbing it in. Alright. And there we go. Okay, now that those are flipped around, I'm going to take these panels here and push them in. Okay, see these panels, part of the headlights here? I take those and I just flip it in. And if you do it correctly, it flips right into it and actually holds the tab better. So that's what it should look like. Okay, now the feet have heels on them. Flip those out. And just take the spoilers and flip them back around. Okay, so heel out. Flip the spoiler back around. Okay, we're cooking with fire here. So, alright, kind of disjointed. We're going to take these two vents on each side and just flip them forward like so. Flip it forward like so. And the legs are actually done. Okay, now the crotch plate, flip that forward. Okay, make sure that's in nice and tight. And you'll see he has some clearance here. That's actually a double joint, a lot like MP-10 actually. And that goes back. Okay, and then this hood pegs in. So let's peg that hood in. And there we go. Okay, almost done with bot mode. Now what we're going to need to do is the windows. Alright, these are a little bit different. They're kind of double hinged, but alright, so I'm going to take that and flip it in like so, okay? Take the other window, taking it and flipping it in like so. Alright, and once you bend this piece downwards, kind of work it around itself. I want to show you what I'm doing. I'm just getting it so you kind of have to wiggle it around itself. But there we go. Now we've got it in. Alright, and down. Now the windows have another hinge that flips them outwards. So, there we go. Alright, see how that side is flat now? Take the other end or whatever and just flip it down flat. Alright, peg the chest in once again. And boom, there we go. We have a completed MP-12 Lambor in robot mode. Alright, so let's take a moment and just look at the articulation on this guy. Start with this awesome head sculpt here. I want him to look up a little bit, so there we go. Focus. Alright, let me see if I can get the light directly on him. Alright, he doesn't have light piping, but he has some awesome, like, baby blue eyes. I think they're insanely cool. And so, I actually prefer the paint over the light piping. Because if you look at, like, an MP-10 Optimus, it doesn't really work the best, and it just makes him look dead-eyed. When light piping really just isn't working like it should. Okay, so now, taking a look at the figure itself and its articulation. Head's not on a ball joint, but it still goes up and down, left and right. Shoulders, full rotation in the shoulders. Definitely has bicep swivel. Elbows go in and out. And now the fingers, the thumbs don't move. And the fingers are on a single hinge, the 4 fingers. So, okay. He does have waist articulation. Full waist articulation. Heels are definitely on ball joints. In there, he also has thigh swivel. Well, the thighs are on ball joints. Sorry, I think I called them heels. But thigh swivel as well. Full bend at the knee. And he does have rocker ankles, which is really cool. They don't go the farthest, but they go, which is an awesome effort. So yeah, definitely a good, solid, articulated figure there. Get him into a cool pose. Alright, so what's missing here? You got it, weapons. So let's go ahead and fix that. Alright, we already went over what's in the box, so let's peg in his shoulder cannon. And it pegs into either shoulder. Cartoon accurate is going to be the left. Thank you, Gog Dog, for reminding me about that. And thank you guys, Mega Moon Man, Piao, all of you for helping me, because on TFW I definitely posted a picture when I first transformed him just to make sure he was transformed right, and they definitely gave me some pointers to make sure he was complete for this review. So yeah, thank you guys. But anyways, okay, there's the shoulder cannon, and for the blaster, it's a lot like MP-10s. Let's zoom in here and see if I can't get some light on there. But there is a tab right there. And just like MP-10, it just tabs in. And you bend the fingers in. Okay? And so there you go. There is gunned up Lambor or Sideswipe. Okay. And definitely a nice looking articulated figure and stuff like that. One thing I do want to go ahead and go over before I get into, well, I'm actually going to call an audible here. We'll go ahead and we'll store his weapons on the back. I was going to get into a scaling first, but I want to show off the pile drivers so I don't forget. So just like we did in alt mode at the beginning of the video, we just take it and peg it into the square hole here on the hood. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright. Okay. And as you can see, it's a good storage. And that's where those big heels definitely come in favorably too. Okay. So there's that. Now, like I said, let's go ahead and show off the pile drivers real quick. Zoom in some. Alright, and what we do is just like when we were transforming it, we reverse that, take those arms, flip them back in. Alright, and we have Mr. Nub Hands here, and these just peg in. It really is as simple as that. So we've got that. Actually, I pegged it in wrong side out. So there's that. And we'll go ahead and do the other hand here. And there's that as well. So yeah, definitely awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I really do like these accessories or whatever. And it's a very, very cool Easter egg to have thrown in. They just look fantastic. They look very show accurate. And I dig them. I definitely do. As I make them do the splits and screw up the view. So give you guys a minute to look at those while I focus a little bit. And alright. We'll go ahead and we will move him back some. And even though they go in tight, they come off pretty simply. Pile drivers. So let's flip his hands back off. Out. So that I can show you guys his scaling to finish this up. Okay. There's that. Now, since he's smaller than most masterpieces, as you can see here next to Hasbro's MP-10 Optimus Prime, as well as Masterpiece Grimlock, and even Rodimus, who's the same height as those guys, he's quite a bit smaller. But if you look at the G1 toy scaling and even the cartoon, it's very show accurate. Now, a lot of people have questioned whether or not he's more of a classic size figure. And to show why he's not, I'm actually going to show him next to Classic Sideswipe. And Classic Sideswipe is sporting the Beezle Boss Heroic Duo upgrade kit, so definitely check that out. Awesome upgrade for the Classics version of this toy. Alright, so taking a look at him here, he's definitely, between his styling, his scale, he's just not a Classics toy. And I'd say unfortunately, but I'm glad that he fits in with the line he's supposed to. So alright. And putting him next to Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and they're about the exact same height. Or not Masterpiece, I mean Classics Voyager Optimus Prime. So that's definitely out of scale for Classics. Alright, getting one last look at Takara's MP-12 Lambor. Definitely an awesome figure. He's one of those ones that I kind of bought on a whim, just to see how it looked, because a lot of promotional pictures and things like that had done some things like make the head look extra small. The scaling, you know, I didn't know what to think of it, etc., etc. And now that I have it in hand, this toy is glorious. I'm glad that they are doing the smaller Carbots, you know, in scale to the actual G1 cartoon, because definitely it feels like it's going to give us a lot more options in the fact that they don't have to produce these massive toys at massive prices. But once again, this is another Kuma Style review. I'm TJ Duckett, and see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and I definitely recommend this one.